Hello, and welcome back to the Common Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janine Halloran, and today's episode is timely because we're talking about holiday parties and some tips to survive holiday parties. So, I first started writing about this and thinking about this several years ago when I had a client of mine who was really worried about going to a holiday party and the fears that went along with it, all the anxiety that came along with that. And I spoke with his mom about some strategies that he could use as he was getting ready to go into holiday parties. And I also have used these strategies with my own children. So one of the first things I always want people to do is to use their imagination. Encourage your child to use their imagination and imagine what it would be like at the party. Imagine walking up to the door of the party. Imagine being in the party and having it be a successful transition from outside to inside. Have them think through those parts of the party that might be a little bit more sticky for them. If there's a piece of going to the party that's going to make them a little bit more anxious, think about that. Is it, seeing a certain relative who always loves to give lots of big hugs and kisses? Is it a particular food item that might be on the tray that might make a kid nervous, especially like a kid with allergies? How do you handle that kind of thing? Using your imagination can be a powerful tool because it can really help you identify those tricky parts and make a plan for those. It's always so helpful to make a plan before you go into a situation where you know it's going to be a little bit more stressful, like a holiday party. Second, I always tell people to find comforting people, people who make them feel happy, people who make them feel comfortable, people who put them at ease. So if it's a family party, have a child identify some people who would be those people that would put them at ease. Maybe it's cousins or aunts or uncles or maybe even you. If it's a friend party, is there a buddy who is going to be going to the party? Should you stay at the party if it's going to be one of those things where kids are allowed to stay? Maybe you should stay too and be that comfort person for them. I think the third thing that all people at parties, especially introverts, need to be given permission to do is to take a break. So for myself as an introvert, I really like to take breaks at parties. And all of us do that. We'll go to the bathroom, we'll go get a drink, we'll go to the snack area, we'll go get a piece of food or something. We take breaks as adults. And so why shouldn't our kids do that as well? We should teach them how to appropriately take a break at a party when they are feeling overwhelmed or just need a little bit of quiet time. And, as introverted people who get their energy from being by themselves. It's not that we don't enjoy parties. We really do. I enjoy parties, but I also know that I need to take a break. And so that's where that planning piece comes into it as well. I'm not saying that they should take a break from the entire party. They should try and socialize as much as they feel comfortable doing. But it is okay, it is allowed to take a break and find a quiet spot and go and read a book or go and just chill out for a few minutes, listen to something. All of those things are good coping strategies for kids to use when they're at a party and having a hard time. If you think a child is going to have a hard time at a party, or you know that parties can be long and tough, maybe have them take some quiet time away before the party begins, or schedule some break time after the party. So making sure that they have some quiet alone time to sort of recharge, rest, and rejuvenate themselves. Along with that, you have a coping skills toolkit that you bring with you on the go. So you put different items in it that are coping strategies for a child. Maybe it's a book. Maybe it's something like Hidden Pictures, which was super popular with my son when he was younger. Maybe it's word puzzles. Maybe it's even a little gaming system or something that they can listen to a podcast on or an audiobook on. This gives them the tools that they need so that they can take a break whenever they need to. You can even put in visuals because sometimes children do struggle when they're frustrated or overwhelmed to be able to use the skills. So to have those visuals as prompts, as reminders of things that they can do is really helpful for kids. So absolutely keep visuals and that coping skills toolkit on the go. And finally, it is okay to say no. You can get a lot of invitations to parties, especially at this time of year. Lots of people are celebrating and it can be really exciting, but also really exhausting. So it is okay to say no to a party. It is okay to go and leave early. It is okay to show up a little bit later. whatever you need to do to make sure that your child is comfortable, whatever you need to make sure that you are meeting the needs of your family and taking into account their energy level and what's going on for them. It doesn't become fun anymore if you're just dragging them. It loses the fun if you end up having huge meltdowns all the time because they're very busy and have too many things to do, too many parties to go to, too many celebrations to enjoy. It becomes no longer enjoyable. So absolutely take a few minutes and figure out where are your priorities in terms of your holiday parties. I hope this has been helpful to you. I would love to hear from you about your strategies for managing holiday parties. Please feel free to email me at calm@janinehalloran.com. And as always, take a few minutes, have some fun, and take a little time for yourself. Have an awesome day.